Yeah, that's a great question. What would a Baldwin administration look like? I really believe that the foundational principle upon which America was built is the principle of religious liberty. It is the very first amendment that guarantees to our citizens under our form of government the freedom of religion. And I firmly believe in this principle. As a Christian minister, I am committed to the principle of religious freedom. I know that there are some among the libertarians of our country that may be concerned that because I'm a Christian minister, I may try to use the office of the president to coerce people into worshiping the way that I would want them to worship, etc. And nothing could be further from the truth than that. We are free moral beings, each and every one of us, which means that we have the freedom to choose to worship as we please, or we have the freedom to not worship at all, if that's what we please to do. And I respect that right and that freedom for every American. In fact, I am the one who, among all of the evangelical ministers of our country, stood up and opposed President Bush's faith-based initiative because I believe it violates the principle of religious freedom. It improperly intermingles taxation and government with the freedom of religion. And I just really believe that we cannot violate this principle at any cost, even if it means that it might benefit a particular belief system that I happen to embrace. We either have religious freedom for everyone, or we do not have religious freedom for anyone. For example, I have many friends who are supporting my candidacy who are Mormons. These are people that fully support our message of freedom and liberty and constitutional government. And yet we have very differing beliefs in terms of our understanding of religious issues. But that does not stop us from supporting one another when it comes to promoting the principles of freedom, independence, and constitutional government. So we can disagree with one another about our personal beliefs, but we can and we must all agree on this, that each of us must be free to practice our faith as we see fit. So the fact of the matter is, even atheists and agnostics would have nothing to fear from a Baldwin administration, because the truth of the matter is, I respect freedom too much to try and use political office, political opportunity, to coerce people into giving up their religious freedom. And so, therefore, I think it's important that people truly understand my position, that I believe in the principle of religious liberty. In fact, I count myself among a tradition of Christians who believe in freedom of religion. For example, some people may be surprised to learn that the man who was most responsible for the First Amendment was not James Madison, but it was John Leland. And John Leland was a Baptist minister in colonial America who, because of the persecution that he saw prevalent among some of the areas in colonial America, really used his influence with James Madison to ensure that the First Amendment protected the rights of all Americans to practice their faith as they saw fit. And hence we have regarded this principle and esteemed it very highly in our country because of this experience of fellow ministers in colonial America who believed in the principle of religious freedom. So, no, a Chuck Baldwin administration would, by all means necessary, protect and defend the rights of all Americans to practice their faith as they see fit, to not practice faith at all if that is what they want to do. Because we all believe, and I believe especially, in the principle of the freedom of liberty.